The Irishman is the latest movie from Martin Scorsese, and it's been a long time coming. Scorsese has been trying to get this project off the ground since at least 2007, but it is finally done and out. While it is another crime movie, and starring Scorsese's regulars, including Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, this is a different take, with a more somber approach. However, with the 3.5-hour runtime, and a heavy use of CGI for de-aging, does this long-awaited film live up to the hype? The movie focuses on World War II veteran Frank Shearman, played by Robert De Niro, now a truck driver who starts to do some work for the local mafia, run by Russell Buffalino, played by Joe Pesci. As time progresses, Frank becomes more and more trusted by the mafia, and is sent to work and help union leader Jimmy Hoffa, played by Al Pacino. However, Jimmy starts to make enemies, and this puts Frank in a difficult spot. For me, The Irishman is a film you have to digest and think about, especially if you watch it all in one sitting. There were multiple points throughout the movie where I thought it lost me, but at the end it clicked, and it ended up being a great film. What makes it stand out is how different it is compared to Scorsese's other crime movies. Goodfellas showed the highs and lows of being in the mafia turned up to 11, and The Departed showed the conflict between the police and organized crime. What these two movies lack is what happens to the people who live through these experiences and what awaits them. The last half hour is what moves this movie from good to great. Acting-wise, everyone does a really good job, with the standouts for me being Robert De Niro, playing as a guy who just does what he's told and tries to move on with his life, and Al Pacino's electric performance as Jimmy Hoffa. Joe Pesci as Russell Buffalino didn't hit me at first, but over time the calm but stern performance he gave became more powerful. A question that is on everyone's mind before they watch the movie is, how is the CGI used for de-aging? Well, it's alright. For me, it was not noticeable besides two glaring spots, with the first being Robert De Niro's eyes. For scenes in the 50s, his character has eyes with a bright blue color that is very noticeable, and even had a few shots where it was bright blue in one and darker in the other. I assumed they wanted to adjust for the lighting, but it did not come off great. The other is whenever De Niro had the fight in scenes set in the 50s. The main culprit of this is when he's beating up a store clerk and he's kicking him on the ground. The kicks are weak for someone who's supposed to be in their 40s. It obviously does not ruin the movie, but it is noticeable and caused me to not take the scene seriously. Another standout part of the movie is a screenplay written by Steven Zalin, as well as the editing. While at times the movie felt slow, there really was not a scene that you could cut out to make the movie more condensed, yet still have the same impact. The only thing I will say is that some scenes could have been sped up, but even then, that would have shaved off 10 to 15 minutes. Overall, The Irishman is not a typical Scorsese movie, nor is it a typical mobster movie, which makes it unique in its own right. While this has so far made opinions of the movie divisive, it is well worth a watch, even if you need to do it in 2 sittings. The Irishman, while not a top 3 Scorsese movie, is still one of the best movies this year, with outstanding performances and great writing. Final rating, 8.5 out of 10.